It went well. It went well. I mean, given the circumstances and the fact that we're not still playing and we're here and the season's over, I had to deal with some injuries this season, but I felt overall it was pretty productive, and I showed some growth, and I'm excited for the possibility of the future.
You said several times that you didn't come back just for 1 year back in LA, that you planned on being here for several years. So did you get any sense from the meeting, confidence on their end that could happen?
Yes, it could happen. There's still a lot of things that have to be sorted out. You know, there's the draft and see what happens in free agency with other guys, and there's rules in the NBA as terms of how long you can sign guys and how much you can pay them based on the structure of how things are set up. So all that will come into play, but there's definitely a possibility, and that's a good feeling.
How confident are you that you'll be back next year?
I'm pretty confident. This is a business, though, and we have to, approach it as such and take the time and let everything kind of play itself out before them or myself can make any decision. But I want to be back. It's not a secret. I'm from here. I love the Lakers. I love this organization, the city, the fans. My friends and family are here, so it's a special place for me, and this is definitely where my heart's at.
You came to a situation where they had Nash and Blake, and you were coming in as the third point guard. Is that something where, when it comes down to coming back, where you're going to, would you come back for that same kind of situation where maybe you're the third guy?
I think I played myself out of the third guy role. I mean, I think that was just a matter of circumstances, who was on the roster at the time. I definitely see my value and my level of play much higher than that. And I'll continue to work and continue to improve. I'm 27 years old, but I have 8 years worth of experience and a couple championships and things that a lot of people can't offer. So I feel I can really help a good team, and I know that this organization is going to be heading in that direction in the very near future.
Can you share any vision as far as what he has in store for this offseason in terms of changes?
Yeah, but I can't tell you. But no, we just talked a little bit about what's going on in the league, and it's no secret that they're committed to winning. I mean, that's what they're going to try to do, is put the best product on the floor to try to put some more of these banners up. And he's a very smart and clever guy, and he'll figure it out.
You've been on 2 championship teams with the Lakers. You've been on one of the worst seasons they've ever had. How did you feel like the city handled it, and fans and everything else?
I think it was okay for the most part. There's a lot of frustrated fans out there. But spoiled. We're spoiled in LA. We have the good weather. We have great sports teams. So if it rains a couple of days, going crazy. And I think these times will help you appreciate the good ones that much more. So rightfully so. They should be frustrated. They should not be happy with the result of the season. That just shows that they care. But at the end of the day, we're a pretty spoiled franchise in terms of the success, and the amount of down years that we've had hasn't been anywhere near compared to the rest of the league.
Relatively speaking, I mean, compared to the championship years, you're also with this team earlier when it was kind of going through a so-called rebuilding stage. What do you remember about that time?
That was good too. That was my rookie year. We lost to Phoenix and D'Antoni in the first round of the playoffs, and then the next season we traded for Powell, and it kind of changed everything. So they always have something up their sleeve. They're willing to, whether it's spend money or do whatever is necessary to try to put a team together that will compete. No matter who you put on the team, you don't guarantee yourself a championship. So it's about building a team where guys know their roles and, buy into the system and buy into each other and being part of whatever it takes to be a winning group.
Right. I mean, obviously Kobe was hurt a lot of this season, but how would you compare just what his feeling was and overall mindset during those years versus this season, just in terms of,
Kobe's Kobe, man. He doesn't change for anybody. He is who he is. He's one of the strongest-minded people I've ever been around. He's one of the strongest-willed people. And he's the kind of guy that just doesn't take no for an answer. He's not going to be one to make excuses. He breaks his finger, he tapes it up and keeps playing, teaches himself how to shoot a different way. That just kind of sums him up in a nutshell. So he doesn't want to hear all the excuses and everything that went along with why we had the season we had. So it's the gift and the curse with him. That's what makes him so great. And he's going to stay focused and locked in, and he will drive this ship in the direction it needs to go. And whoever is on the team is going to have to get on his page, basically.
You mentioned the need for communicating roles, and
Not much, I mean, but understandably so. The lineup was different every night, you know, who was available to even be out there playing. And that's tough. That's tough to win games. When I was in Jersey, we didn't win a lot of games, but we lost like 20, 30 games by 5 points or less. So we were in games, and we just didn't know how, as a team, to, you know, make it over the hump. And out here, we were just playing. Everybody was just trying to play and trying to figure it out as we went. And then as soon as you figure it out and have a couple good games, someone else went down, and it changed everything. And it was tough to deal with all year. So when you know your role, you know what you're asked to do every night, you know what your job is coming in, it's much easier to stay focused on that and just do your part to the team and, you know, help it roll smoothly.
And Kobe's Kobe, and he's not making excuses for anything. Was it kind of weird then to see him not around so much towards the end of the season?
No, I mean, I understand it. He was frustrated. It's easier for him just to take a step back and let it kind of dissipate a little bit. The guys who were here were focused and not really worried about where's Kobe, but we have a game to play, we have a job to do, and we're all professionals, and I think we did that. It was good to see us finish the season on a positive note and get a couple wins and feel good about each other. But yeah, it was just a tough season overall. I don't think anybody on this side of the team thinks in too much about what Kobe's doing.
Do you know what led to the injury? Like, you had 2 hamstring injuries and a groin. I mean, is it something that you can do different to prepare against that, or it was just kind of random?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I'll definitely stay more dedicated to my yoga. I did yoga my whole career up until this year. I kind of stopped a little bit and was working in here with these guys. And it's something that I just am really passionate about and I believe in, and I'll get back to it. I felt the best of my career, and I stayed injury-free up until this point. So I'll get back at it, and I'll address the problems and work through it. I don't think it'll be an issue going forward. You know, I really wanted to get back and finish the season healthy, just to kind of put it behind me mentally, and then be able to use this summer and this time to get my body right, so it's not an issue moving forward.
Jordan, the injuries had you limited at certain points of the season when you were trying to ramp things up, minute limit restrictions, but you still were up there. I think led the team in plus minus. What in your experience prior to the season abroad, running teams, do you think that you were able to actually change and show on the court from your first time with the
Just that I'm starting to really understand my game. I think that was the biggest thing overseas, is that we were going to live and die based on how I performed every night. So really knowing how to pick my spots, being able to shoot the ball is a tremendous asset in this league. You can play in any type of system, whether it's the triangle or up and down pace like D'Antoni, being able to make shots. And that's something that I'll continue to work on. But my past 2 seasons in the NBA, I've been up well above 40% and just really trying to stay there, stay really consistent in that area and open up the rest of my game. So just trying to really be healthy and mentally not dwell on things, not think about minute restrictions or past injuries, just try to be clear-headed and be able to be focused and compete out there.
When you were healthy individually and rolling this year, did you show them enough that they believe you could be the lead guy, that you can run this team?
You'll have to ask them. I'm sure he'll be sitting down here soon enough. I hope so. Whether it's the lead guy or just you know, a part of the team, it's okay with me. You know, I want to be here and contribute to the success of this organization going forward. And I've played the role of coming off the bench and being a key factor to a team. And I wore my 2 championship rings today because it's like just to remind me, even though going through the bad times, that what I really am all about and what I play for.
Jordan, what was going back to the yoga part, what was the thought process of doing that?
There's just a debate about putting my back in extension and things like that, things that can end up making me feel it down the line in my career. And it's something that I think I can manage the 2 and kind of stay out of those specific positions and still get the benefit of the whole yoga session.
What's your favorite pose?
The dead pose at the end, when you just lay there and just chill out. Corpse. That's my favorite way. After it's all said and done, you just get to lay into the floor. Yeah.
Jordan, how was it like playing again with Pau Gasol this year, and was it different from prior?
It was good. Different from prior a little. I mean, we didn't just throw the ball into him and get out of the way like the triangle. We had him moving around a lot more. He was shooting a lot more jump shots than I've seen. But Powell's also one of the best players I've ever been around, and his skill level is incredible. He's one of the best teammates as well, so I was happy to be reunited with him.
And do you hope that he's also in the Lakers' future plans?
Absolutely. I mean, it's good to have familiar faces and people that you've been in the trenches with, and I think the most special part about us being together is that we lost the first championship. We got all the way there and lost, and we're disappointed. And for us to go through that experience together helped us win the next two. And those are things that you just can't replace with anything.
What does the team take away from this experience this season?
Just try to put it behind us. I really think so. I mean, not think too much about it. I kind of view it as an asterisk season. We didn't have a fair shot at it. We were 2 games over 500, I think, before Kobe came back and the injury started, and then it just went all downhill from there. So it's not fair. I don't think we should feel that we were a less than adequate team. I think guys showed a lot of things individually. We just couldn't figure it out as a unit in order to get wins with the cards that we were dealt.
What can you take away from this season in terms of growing as a player, growing as a business?
I mean, experience is crucial. There's nothing that can substitute from you actually being out there and figuring things out, trying new things, having success. All that kind of plays into your development, how you approach the next game, the next season. You learn things that you really need to work on, and you can get in the gym in the summer and work on those and kind of hone your whole game to where when you get on the court, you're really comfortable with whatever you're doing.
Do you think you have a better sense of your overall game, now being able to watch it kind of in your mind's eye than you did the first time you were here?
Absolutely. I mean, by far. I'm a much different player. I'm a much different person. I've grown a lot, and that's just life. I mean, you ask yourself how you felt about yourself 4 or 5 years ago. I'm sure you could say the same. So it's just, it's a good feeling to grow and feel that not only have I made improvements, but I still have a lot of room to improve. So.
Jordan, what was it like working with Nash this year, despite all the events?
It was great. It was great. He was somebody that I had looked up to. I almost envied his career and his ability to do what he's done for so long. It was just great to be around every day. We sat next to each other on the plane, and I would talk to him about basketball and just life in general. And he was always open and willing to, help out anytime he could. And I can't say enough about how great he was as a teammate for me.
You've known Nick for so long. What was it like to play in LA together and kind of see him?
It was awesome, man. I really like to see him grow, and I was happy to see, his season and how it played out for him. Unfortunately, the team stuff is what it is, but to see Nick really blossom into something that we all knew he could be. And I remember sitting here, it was just he and I in this gym, and I told him, I just signed. I think you should come on, man. It'd be a good situation. And just to see him smiling every day, happy playing basketball, and that infectious nature, permeating through the city. You can feel it in the crowd. You can see it in the locker room. You guys come in and hear him talking crazy stuff, and it's just it was good to be around every day. Unfortunately, he and I didn't get a chance to play together as much as we had planned based on injuries. When I came back, he got hurt, and we were just kind of back and forth for a while. But when we were on the floor, we had a lot of fun together, and I'm happy for him.
There's a perception that anybody around who's 6'10" and above doesn't like playing. It's just the way of life was. Everybody's 6'8" under, loves it. How you guys practice, how you play, how that dynamic works out, how much true is there?
You got to ask those guys who are tall. I don't know why you wouldn't want to just set a pick and roll to the basket and get a layup or dunk every time. I mean, it's pretty simple what he's asking you to do. If you don't pick and roll, you're not going to get what he wants. I think Amari Stoudemire made a pretty good career out of it. He's pretty tall, and David Lee, and there's some other guys who are pretty tall who just did what they asked him to do and made it pretty simple. But yeah, it's basic basketball. It's not rocket science, not the end of the world. Just set a pick and roll to the basket and finish. And if you don't have something, just move it on to the next guy. And it's kind of like a European philosophy a little bit. San Antonio plays a lot like that, but then they will slow it down and throw the ball into Tim. And Tony Parker has his room to operate. But I think this system is similar to all of that. It's just about guys really, like we talked about earlier, knowing their roles, knowing what they're expected to do every night, being comfortable just doing their job. And for us, everybody was trying to figure it out the whole time, trying to figure out what our role was, how much can I do, what you should go out there and try new things, and that's just where we were all season. It's just trying to figure it out instead of really knowing what we were doing and going out there and executing.